Hi everyone, welcome back to the Half-Life 2 Project Beta channel. My name is Lambda Videos and I'm joined today by Vitoy. We're going to be playing the Vertigo mod for Half-Life 2, which aims to recreate the Vertigo chapter from the Half-Life 2 beta. Oh, I need to go ahead and mute the stream on my end. There we are. It's good to see you guys again. It's been too long since I've been on the channel. How have you all been? Victoria, have we started the game yet?
Wait, I think I didn't. Let me just choose the right window.
Gotcha.
And yeah, hello everyone. It's
good. There we are.
Right, we should be on.
I think we are. Let me see. Yep, looks good.
And as always, please tell us how do you hear us and how do you hear the game, and maybe we should tweak something with sound. So this mod, it was made back in 2008, and it was made by one of users from our website. His nickname is Hgrunt, and to some of you he's pretty well known because well, besides this Vertigo mod, he also made some other fixes of various maps. For example, he made some ports of Half-Life 2 beta maps from beta into retail, and some of those ports were used in some other mods about Half-Life 2 beta, for example in Cremation. But
yes,
besides this Vertigo mod, we will also play those fixes made by him, and we also tell you more about those fixes and where they were used. And I think in the end we will also play the original Vertigo again, those Vertigo maps from Half-Life 2 beta, to show you the difference between this mod and the original maps, how much work was done by Hgrunt. And I guess we can start. And before we start, I want to just to explain you something. Well, if you're English speaker and if you played Vertigo mods, I think you were confused by the beginning. Well, actually, let's just play it first and then I will explain why it happened.
Keep your eyes open. There's supposed to be some podcast. Yeah, that's bullshit. It is a 50-week money there. So maybe some contraband fell out of that chopper. Rocket launcher. You would put it in anyway. Hey, you want to go up against the odds? This does
We're taking this one back! You two, search and secure the upper decks! Work your way down to the floors below!
So, as you heard it, this dialogue makes no sense at all. And this happened because, well, back in those days, yeah, I want to remind you that Hgrunt is actually Russian, and back in those days, almost no one of us spoke English, like at least not like we do now. And he actually had no idea what they were talking about. And if you know what happened, he used Metrocop or soldiers dialogues that are related to this chapter for for resistance members who were piloting C-130. And this dialogue made no sense at all. And like I said, it's because he didn't speak English at all back in those days. So yeah, I think nowadays sometimes he remembers it and he, well, you know, he regrets he did it. I don't know how to explain it. So yeah, this is something that he tried to recreate, and it's the beginning of the chapter.
You will notice the SMG model
Yeah, it's not actually AR2. It's a model of SMG, and as you can see, I suck at shooting right now. Oh no! I almost died. So yeah, this is a reskin of SMG model as AR2. Because this mod has... what's happening? Hello? I think there's some connection issues with Ben. Because something happened with his voice. Let me check it right away. Real quick.
Okay.
Hello?
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Also, I think you should increase your microphone.
I should increase what?
Your microphone volume.
My microphone volume. What about now?
I don't know. It was Reynat Abuzarov. Sorry for butchering that. Says your microphone volume is too low. And you need to share screens on my end. Every time we stream, guys, something has to go wrong. It's tradition.
Yes. And as you expect, Ben will leave me in...
I will not leave. No. I guarantee it. There will be... I will not leave this stream. Even though I am very, very sick. I have joined the stream regardless.
I don't know. Now I maxed my microphone, so it should be fine.
Everyone says it's okay now. I need screen sharing enabled.
Right.
Which I think was what crashed it last time, but we'll see.
Do you see it now?
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. It looks good.
All right. So as you have seen, Hgrunt used not the most recent revision of Vert 01, but some older versions, because the skybox is still not the one from concept art, and the very beginning of the map is also not the most recent map. We will show you the most recent in the end of the stream. And what he did here, he actually applied all these textures on these maps, because oh my god, this Skype sucks. That's what I can say. Microsoft sucks. Skype sucks. Let's switch to Discord. And for some reason Discord doesn't make screen sharing doesn't work in Discord for some reason. That's why we chose Skype. Yeah, as always, technical difficulties.
It's happening. Okay, can we just say fuck Microsoft?
Yeah, so
the screen share works.
Oh, it works.
Yeah.
That's great, because Skype suck. Microsoft suck.
What the fuck? We tried for so long to get the Discord screen sharing working. We switched to shitty Skype to make it work. And now Discord screen share works first time. Such is life when we're trying to stream from Europe, well, like England and Russia at the same time.
So back to the Vertigo. As you can see, Hgrunt recreated the crash of C-130 into this building. But the thing about Vertigo is actually, if you listen dialogue closely of those soldiers or metrocops, you will hear they're talking about helicopter, not plane. So, despite the initial plans were for the plane, to crash into the building. It seems that Valve had changed it onto the helicopter. But again, Hgrunt didn't know it and he didn't speak English, so he made this cute brush C-130.
It's not too bad. It uses Dr. Brin's office chair in the front, which I always find funny.
Oh, yeah, for the pilots in the cockpit.
And it uses like the... Where are those benches from?
I'm not sure.
Station?
Maybe.
Oh no, they look like Counter-Strike source models.
Yeah, it could be.
From one of the maps, the train station map, whatever that was.
Hgrunt uses different content from Counter-Strike source and Left 4 Dead in his fixes a lot. You will see.
Oh, it could be from Dead Air then, the Left 4 Dead map. My favourite part about this is that
this.
part, yeah, when the stairs fall. I have no idea if that was in the original, but
it was. It wasn't the original, but it's not. It wasn't like this. You will see. This part is just a door, and you will see what I'm talking about.
It used to get me every single time I played this map on stream. I think I streamed this map once before. Always falling through those through those stairs. So this was intended to be the first map of the Street War chapter. So the story goes is obviously you fight your way down to the street, and then the City 17 chapter would begin, or the Uprising chapter more specifically.
Yeah, the Uprising was to begin already by that time, but unlike in Half-Life 2 Retail, it wasn't going on for a week. It was going on only for a few hours or a day or something like this. In fact, the Uprising only started when Freeman destroyed Air Exchange facility. And, well, the destroying Air Exchange was day 3, and then there was day 4 after Kraken and weather control, so it's most likely it's like one day after the start of the Uprising. So the city, as you saw, was intact almost.
Yeah, there's no retail levels of destruction.
Yeah, the original Vertigo maps are from early 2001, but it's possible they had something already in the end of 2000.
And I believe John Guthrie was the guy who made these maps.
Yes.
I don't remember.
Yep,
yeah.
You're right. And because they're in
I
John folder.
Yeah.
And
I know some others worked on it. I believe what's his name, Dario something. I've forgotten his name. I think he
Dario Casali.
Well. Yes. Yeah. I'm not sure though. I would need to check that.
The interesting thing about Vertigo being made by John Guthrie is that he actually reused some parts of it in his later maps. For example, in Garage 01. That start of Vertigo was reused in Garage 01. And
what's pretty interesting as well is the cut voice lines where Alex is trapped. Basically, after the crash, Alex gets trapped at some point. She says that you need to fight your way down to like an inner bunker of some kind. Where
no, it was she was talking about her dad's bunker, which is situated near the inner gate, gate to the inner city. And Hgrunt actually made a fix of the map that takes place inside the inner city, so you will see what she was talking about.
Now, does this map or does this mod include Skywalk?
Yes, it's the
Nice,
final map
that's my
of the mod.
favorite, that's my favorite beta map, actually.
So here it is, the part that made it into D1 Garage 01. It's where is it? It's this corridor.
Oh yeah.
So two parts of Vertigo made it into D1 Garage 02. No, not 01. It's this corridor and the start of Vertigo. Oh no. Yeah, Zombies in 2001. Did you know?
Strange. Yeah, that's a little odd actually.
No, he just wanted to do some gameplay, so
Yeah,
it fits alright. And here's something that not everyone knows. It's the
Oh no. Oh god.
it's the Easter egg. And well, those who are not Russian, and even some Russian who were born in like 2000 may not know what this person is. well, this man, I don't know what to call him. And it's actually not just an ordinary minimalistic person. It's a mascot of an old Russian meme site called Upechka. And yeah, in 2006, 2007, that was a big thing. And this mod was made in 2008.
There's a lot of Easter eggs in these beta mods that are a little strange. If you guys know the dancing metro cop in Air Exchange, the Quarry Town Easter egg as well is a pretty funny one. If you guys saw our old stream where I was streaming with the video where it was like stream loading and there's the metro cop kind of freaking out in the background, that was the dancing metro cop I think Viтой made. Did you make it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I made it totally. I mean, it was totally unexpected for me as well. I just wanted to make him dancing, and I didn't know what entity to choose, so I chose static. Wait, what was it? It was prop dynamic, and
Yeah.
it turned out that human figures didn't work well with prop dynamic. they
No.
just played distorted animations. So I left it this way because it was even more funny than I expected.
This is the only elevator in the world that smashes it. I gotta say, this is a really, really cool part.
Yeah,
It's no combat section.
some people say that this is something Hgrunt made himself, but in fact it was planned by Valve. I mean, this window washing platform, breaking the window, and in fact it was to fall into this pool or fountain. I don't know what is it. Well, Hgrunt made it a pool.
This map does look amazing. Like, this is one of the beta maps that looks really, really good.
Yeah, and it's 2001, and
Yeah.
it was
yeah.
when they didn't even have enough models to make maps filled with details.
The architecture is awesome. I know that one member of the community, Jasper Carmack, really took a lot of inspiration from these old maps, his own work.
Well, this building is clearly based on some New York skyscrapers
Definitely.
built in what's it called? I forgot the architectural style. Art
Is it
Deco.
Art Deco?
Yeah, Art Deco.
Yeah. So when did they stop the whole American skyscraper concept?
I think it was in the middle of 2001.
Okay, yeah, the reason I bring that up is there's a myth that I've heard a lot of people talk about, and they say that Valve changed the American skyscraper concept because of 9/11, and that is not true. Um, I've heard it. I've heard a lot of people say that 9/11 caused them to change the skyscrapers from America to Eastern Europe, and then they changed it from skyscrapers to like the city. It's not true. I'm not sure why they got rid of the American style, but it wasn't.
Wait, where? I lost the head crab. Yeah, it's well, the how to call it? The concept of these levels are, well, they could be painful for people who, well, for those involved in 9/11, because, well,
Yeah.
the concept was that the plane was to crash into the skyscraper, but in fact the crash survived up to the end of 2002 because
Oh, okay.
yeah, because despite they switched the location of the skyscraper, it was still in the game up to the end of 2002. It's just they changed the skyscraper from Art Deco skyscraper into Eastern European Stalinist tower.
Yeah, with the museum type thing at the top.
Yes.
Yeah, that's another very cool one. I didn't really know there were very many Stalinist skyscrapers.
Well, there are 7 in Moscow and 1 in Warsaw.
Damn. Wow. I never knew. Oh shit.
Goodbye.
So you come for the Half-Life 2 beta knowledge, and you leave with the Art Deco architecture knowledge. This is why you follow our streams.
Yeah. What's interesting about the textures? If you will look closely, some of them still have visible traces of those pink crosses, and
Right.
it's because Hgrunt used the old fixes of them that were applied in Megapatch 3, and Megapatch 4 has new fixes made by A-Shift, which are very good because there are no visible traces of crosses anymore on them. But in here, some textures still has the traces.
You can't really notice it, to be fair. It's still a very good looking map. Oh shit. It's interesting that you can really see how at this point Half-Life 2's development they had like no models at all. I can only think of maybe 1 or 2 models in the entire map, and that is the horse statue in the fountain, and maybe some of this pipework or some of the electrical boxes. But yeah, there were not many models in the Half-Life 2 library. You'll see vent covers that are being broken right now. They're all brushes. Pipework is brushes. It's crazy to think that the Valve designers used brushes to make everything in these maps, because if you know Hammer and you know working with brushes, you will know how much of a pain in the arse it can actually make them look good.
Well, some people are really good with brushes.
Oh yeah.
So I guess Valve knew what they were doing and why they chose to make things with brushes.
It's easier, I guess, than making models in 3ds Max and then like compiling them for the beta, or well, for the source engine, I suppose.
And here's something Hgrunt did with the mod. Well, later during the stream you will see that there are a lot more into Vertigo maps, but he decided to, well, the rest of Vertigo is very, how to say, unfinished. So instead of making a big effort to try and finish the maps, and to fill them with stuff, he just decided to skip everything.
Yeah.
And after this
Oh,
third map, we changed level to Skywalk right away, and there was one more level originally.
Ever since I became a fan of the beta, I've always liked Skywalk. I think it's a very cool map.
Oh, and here's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Do you see these
Yes.
pink crosses?
Yeah, it's much more noticeable in these bright areas, yeah. Does this have the fixed tank? Oh yeah, it does. Nice.
He even made this scene with Strider.
This is a very, very good.
Except originally tanks were to belong to Combine.
Yes. And I think one of them, in the original, when you're crossing this bridge, a tank would shoot at the bridge,
Yes.
I think.
Yes. And also, this was the first time when somebody fixed whole Vertigo chapter and made it playable.
Yeah. And I
Because-
think he did a very good job.
There was no fixes of Vertigo chapter even for Half-Life 2 beta back in those days.
I would just like to remind everyone that this is 2001, this map. The lighting is different. Well, the lighting looks better because it's being run in the modern Source engine. But I don't think people should forget that. This is 2001, and what I would recommend you guys do after the stream is go and look at some other games that came out in 2001 compared to this, because none of them looked quite like this. And in fact, even if you look at the games like Spot 4, which I think was 2005, there's no
Yeah.
comparison. This game does look very, very
The only game that I think the only game that looked as cool as Half-Life 2 back in 2001 was Duke Nukem Forever.
Yeah,
And
well,
unfortunately,
we all know what
that
happened
build
to that.
was never released.
Well, did you see? On
Yes,
4chan,
I've seen those
Yeah.
videos, but still, we don't have the build.
maybe it'll arrive someday, but it's cool to see it playable. I mean, I still remember, as I'm sure Viтой does as well, when there was no Half-Life Alpha build. There was only those trailers on YouTube to show what the alpha looked like, and some screenshots. That was a pretty crazy time.
And this is the end of Vertigo mod. It's pretty small mod, but still it was... Well, personally I enjoyed it back in those days. It was
I think
pretty
it's
cool.
great.
It's always
I think
cool.
Hgrunt did
Yeah,
very
it's always cool to play a restoration of some better chapter. Especially back in 2008.
HL Beta SBB.ru is no longer a website.
So there are some questions in the chat, I see.
Okay.
Zomblogs asks us, what is better for broken walls and ceilings, clip tool or vertex tool? I'm not really a mapper, so I don't really know. Personally, I always used clip tool for some.
Yeah, so did I.
But if you know how to use vertex, I think vertex could be better and more. You can do some more complex stuff with vertex tool.
Yeah, the Vertex tool is what I would use if I knew how to use it. I could never really figure it out. Um, the clip tool is very quick, but the problem is you have to make a choice with the clip tool, and that is to have really big brushes that don't look very realistic, or really small brushes that are really bad for performance and still don't look very realistic. So I would learn the Vertex tool if you wanted to make broken walls and ceilings, or use models to help you.
Zorga PB asks, do you guys know what happened with missing information?
Okay. So the missing information story is pretty interesting. So they disappeared for a while, then they came back on Steam Greenlight. Then Steam Greenlight stopped being a thing. Then they got their own Steam page. But what happened is they were promised that Valve would take a look at missing information, get it ready for the public, etc. But that never happened. There was a release date, but Valve didn't live up to the release date. They didn't check the game, and now they're kind of in like development limbo, waiting for Valve to approve it. And Xenomorph Raptor asks, Half-Life 2 Project Beta, was there a HR1 map that was a cargo ship? Because I remember there being one. All I can guess is that you're thinking of Nov_Boar_01, which was the first Borealis map, which was made in Gold Source and, well, not exactly Gold Source, but it looks like a Gold Source map. There's also, maybe you're getting confused with the Half-Life 1 mod, what was it, Scientist Slaughterhouse?
I don't know. I never played any Half-Life 1 mods with cargo ship.
Yeah, one of the Scientist Slaughterhouse mods is set on a cargo ship of some description. Perhaps they thought an Eastern European setting would be more interesting than many mainstream games really have a style like that. Yeah, I think the Eastern European style is very unique because it's quite oppressive, I suppose. It's quite downtrodden. A lot of the sort of Soviet architecture and things is quite brutalistic, I suppose.
So here's what we were talking, I don't know, 10 minutes ago. So back in 2002, when Valve switched the where Half-Life 2 takes place from US into Eastern Europe, they also kind of remade that concept of helicopter crashing into Art Deco building in New York, like city, into helicopter crashing into Stalinist skyscraper.
This is one of the coolest maps, I think, in the beta. That with that skybox.
Yeah, and the skybox is from Left 4 Dead, and well, it's a bit out of place because it's too dark. It's
yeah,
for.
I just think it fits so well. If they tweaked the lighting, it would look really, really good.
Yeah, but the thing is, textures are dark, so it's not a lighting issues.
Gotcha. Right. Okay.
Because originally it was made for night skybox.
Gotcha. Who made this map again? Was it Hgrunt?
Yeah, it's another Hgrunt fix.
Gotcha.
So we're.
So I did see one. Oh,
we're playing only Hgrunt's fixes today.
Gotcha. A question from Prophet Mohammed saying Half-Life 2 Project Beta shows some gameplay from the oldest leaked source build. Well, there's only one leaked source build, to my knowledge, and that is the one that we have, the Half-Life 2 leak, and that's pretty much all you get. The oldest build that we could probably play of Half-Life 2 would be the original leak, and nobody would. We pretty much only use LeakNet with the Mega Patch because it works better. There's only really like a handful of Source Engine games from this era that were leaked. The only source engine game I can think of that's really noteworthy is Half-Life 2. You do also have the early Half-Life source, you have early Counter-Strike source. I believe there's one more, early TF2 maybe. I don't remember. But yeah, what I'm saying is this is the this is all we could really show. This is the oldest source engine game that we have.
So here we are inside of some museum, or I don't know.
Yeah, I don't really understand.
They have pretty strange exhibition here, with
Yeah,
pottery.
like it's at the top of a skyscraper, and it's got like a hanging ichthyosaur or whatever. It reminds me of Metro, you know, the new Metro game. Some of the creatures in that, in a way. But it's very cool architecture. I think this is probably the best architecture Half-Life 2 has in the leap period, because it is literally like Soviet Russia.
And yeah, this building is based on Palace of Science and Culture, or Culture and Science, which is in Warsaw. And the prefix for this map is also D4 Palace 01, which gives us even more hints to
Yes.
what it is based on. I think there's something else here, but well, never mind. Let's just take another stairs down.
Again, this is a really cool looking map.
Yeah, for 2002, this stuff was very cool, I think. And also, for some reason, he removed the script with passing by headcrab. Well, I couldn't make him work in Half-Life 2 better. I think same happened to Hgrunt in retail. Because for some reason, headcrab didn't go into this hole here. I think there was some issues with navigation.
Yeah. It's very cool to see like been away from the community for far too long now. I'm gonna go ahead and check the chat again. If you guys have any questions, I'll be around for a little while. Okay, let's see. Lower the game volume. Well, should we lower the game volume a little bit?
Yeah, I think it's pretty loud.
Maybe that will help. Yeah, I can't really lower it much further, but I can move my microphone a little bit closer. There we go. Tell me if it's too loud.
Well,
Actually, no. It seems
I
okay.
think it should be okay.
I think. I'll move it away a little bit. There's a question in Russian that I do not understand from the Dark Vendetta.
Well, Russian stream already happened, so I won't answer this.
Gotcha. There's actually a few Russian questions, I think. I will.
I'm too busy with playing to read those comments.
That's okay. Well,
And yeah,
sorry.
this chapter basically ends here because there's only one more map, and it's very, very unfinished. It's very, very rough, and it's hard to make something from it. So
Yes.
nobody really try and make something with the second map.
So that's the end of Vertigo. Or well, that's the end of the American chapter of Vertigo.
Oh wait, there's something interesting. You have seen the old domain of our website, HL2.
Yes.
It wasn't even HL2. It was just hl-beta.spb.ru. And it was
What is SPB?
SPB is Saint Petersburg. It's because the guy who registered our website is from Saint Petersburg. And back in those days, if you chose MSK or SPB, the domain was more cheap.
Gotcha. We have some more from Leandro in Gracia. Did Kingpin Life of Crime have any influence on the early American style of City 17?
It definitely had. And in fact, they only hired Aaron Barber and Victor Antonov. Both of them worked on Kingpin, and they hired them, Valve hired them, only because they were fascinated with the stuff they did with Kingpin, and they needed them to help them with City 17.
There we go.
So yes,
that's very interesting.
The answer is yes.
So now we're playing another one of the fixes. This map is pretty interesting, though I've always got kind of a weird feel from this map. Something about it seems a little bit strange. I've never really understood why.
This map is basically a bunch of how it's called, prefabs. All these buildings are prefabs, and they just copied a bunch of prefabs into the map. Oh, come on, give me space! You.
Jesus Christ.
And this map was to be right after we escaped from that building, from that skyscraper, and you can see there's a helicopter in there.
And it looks pretty small.
Well, the skyscraper?
Yeah, it looks pretty small now.
I don't know. It's I don't know. I don't know what to say. It's not.
Maybe it's just my perspective. But it looks really kind of like.
It's not all those New York skyscrapers. Yeah, obviously.
Oh, gotcha. Right. Sure. Yeah. I take responsibility for that one.
And
I think there's something very uncanny about this map, which is what kind of puts me off. There's something strange. Like I say, I don't really know how to explain it. I think it's the lighting. There's something about it that's very almost weirdly surreal. I don't understand what that is. I wonder if any of you guys feel the same way. Perhaps not. Perhaps it's just me.
I don't know. I will like this map. Originally, it doesn't have any gameplay. It only has the geometry in the,
right.
I mean the original DMF. So Hgrunt added some stuff. Do you see it too? Wait. I will show you as soon as I will deal with him. Stop hiding.
Grenades.
Alright, so why the Combine are so shiny?
Oh yeah, that's weird.
It's like they wear
it's
latex
like a
suit.
Specular issue. Yeah, I remember seeing that issue before. I think what that is, something about the materials of Half-Life 2 beta models, because I know that some of the mods for Gmods that are like, Half-Life 2 beta Combine for Gmod have that same issue. I think it's a shader problem. Or a model problem, rather. You'll notice as well that the OICW is pretty shiny.
Oh, yeah. And by the way, this is the only Street Wars map from 2002 we have. Well, where's
it's a much earlier.
There's one more prototype, but it's very rough and it's unfinished. Also, I can see Hgrunt added those windows there.
We'll check the chat again. Okay. Like in the end, I have a feeling it was all logical and made sense when it was in that style of Kingpin Life of Crime. Yeah. Weirdly surreal is how I would describe the Half-Life 2 beta, to be honest, as Uncle Spanky says. Well, yeah, I've always thought that. I would like to know why that is. You know, because the maps themselves aren't really surreal. I wonder if it's because we're so used to Half-Life 2 and we see this thing that looks like Half-Life 2 and acts like Half-Life 2 but isn't exactly like it. I wonder if that's got something to do with it.
Well, after
in the
all,
same way that
after all, back in those days, City 17 was still based on more on Prague than on Sofia or other Eastern European cities. I mean,
yes.
all these buildings
that's probably why.
Are based on Prague instead of well, from what I understand, retail City 17 is based on few cities like Sofia, Belgrade, St. Petersburg, and some other.
Yes. and Mayank says,
in 2002 they were still doing Prague City 17.
Yeah, I think that might be why, because Prague it's old enough in terms of it being an old city that it looks almost Eastern European, but it's not the same as the sort of the Czechoslovakian or whatever inspiration from later on. Mayank says this map feels like it could be in a creepy, and in a strange way I do agree. There is something kind of off-putting about this map. What weaponry was there in the beta? Well, I mean, I could go into a list, but it's probably easier if you...
Wait, what happens?
Yeah.
Why am I so slow? Oh. I think it's no clip speed. Yeah, right.
Yeah, SV underscore no clip speed will fix that.
So what I was going to show you is this skybox.
Yeah.
I didn't even know this is not skybox. I mean, the skyscraper. But the thing is, as you can see, Hgrunt used Left 4 Dead skyboxes and Half-Life 2 retail skybox buildings for this skybox. Yeah, and
yeah, it doesn't look bad.
He did really well with this map. I love it. I love it very much. This fix, I mean. Alright, let's load the next one. And it's City 17 outside, but originally the map is called Canals 01 revision 14, or well, it's not 15, the last revision, it's 14 I think, as I remember.
I would not know.
And the interesting thing is this fix made by Hgrunt was used by Psilocybinum in Cremation.
Yes, and if you guys have not played Cremation, you should play Cremation. It's a really, really cool boss.
Yeah. The multi-set and there is really... He really did well with the atmosphere.
It's one of the best Half-Life 2 beta mods ever, in my opinion.
So this was one of Valve's last attempts with Canals back in 2002. And
it's again, I know I keep saying this, but again, this is a 2002 map and it looks very, very good. This is probably the best map we've showcased so far in terms of graphics.
Yeah, it could be. And the funny thing is, it is still based on the original map made in, I think it was spring 2001. The first canals map they made. And it was called Outside City.
Oh, of course, yeah. I like the car there, kind of hanging out on the bridge.
I think Hgrunt changed the way we're taken on the map, because originally, as I remember, we were to take all those upper catwalks and stuff to make it past this fence here.
I am not sure. We do have an interesting question from Cyril Bonnet, which is interesting because we have another Cyril saying, so what are you guys, a community gathering and playing beta content, or are you developing a beta mod? Well, I suppose the best way to put it is somewhere in the middle. We take beta content, or at least the others take beta content. I generally don't really do it all that much, and they fix it either for the league or they fix it for retail. They're not, well, Half-Life 2 Project Beta is not directly a beta mod. It's not like, for example, Missing Information or Cremation or Dark Interval or anything. It is literally a collection of fixes for the beta. We do tend to gather the content and fix it, but we're not necessarily making a mod. If you guys want full Half-Life 2 beta mods, I believe Cvox has his mod. Was that Dark Interval that Cvox has?
Yes.
Yeah, and there's also Project 9, which is classified, as far as I know.
What I want to say about us making a mod, we don't make a mod, more like we're doing a framework for future mods. I mean, we're doing framework for those who are plan to start their own Half-Life 2 beta mod. And yes, we try to, show how exactly game looked like in different periods of time, and what was in Valve's plans back in different eras. During different eras.
Here's a question I can answer. By Peter, I'm gonna guess that's Vilidal. I'm very sorry. I'm not Russian at all. It says, whatever happened to the air exchange? Was it too boring, too naive, or too cliche? Well, it was too boring for some, and that's pretty much the reason that they scrapped it. Sort of. The biggest reason that they scrapped it is pretty much because the storyline just didn't include the idea of toxic gases anymore, or having that kind of the Earth's atmosphere being reprocessed element to it. But also because if you play the air exchange maps, they're so big, they're so sprawling, they're so hard to navigate, they're like a maze. Performance issues, but I'm not too sure about that. I've never played the beta on a 2003 PC, so I can't really say. The maps were deemed to be too complicated. They looked nice, but they didn't play very well. The gameplay wasn't particularly great. And I think they just scrapped it 50% because the storyline didn't call for it anymore, and 50% because the maps were just too much. If you go on the Half-Life 2 Project Beta channel and you take a look at some of the Air Exchange Viz group fixes, you'll see that they kept changing the Air Exchange maps, kept changing the concepts of the Air Exchange maps, rather, and they never managed to make one that wasn't too big or too complex.
So here we are inside the inner city of City 17. So the concept was that I think they took the same concept as the inner city of any other medieval cities. So the inner cities were situated right in the center of cities around imperial palaces or castles or something like that, and people who are, for example, some I don't know, politicians or some rich.
Or the Tsar.
So basically, inner city was for anyone who are close to those who are the rulers, and I think the same concept was about this inner city in City 17. It was for some I don't know, human collaborators, and maybe for some minor combine servants races. I don't know what exactly they had in mind, but it was something like this. And as you can see, there are some human buildings and some combine buildings built right above them. And this was the first time. Same concepts are still in Half-Life 2 retail, because you have seen how combine technologies were, combines were establishing their own buildings and technologies right above human ones, and they didn't even care to demolish or destroy human buildings. They were just building right above it. And the same concept goes here. Oops. What I was going to show is another Easter egg. What?
Oh, there's a kill trigger down there.
Yes. Well, we can bypass it, I think.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, it's another Russian meme, an old one. And, well, I guess I won't be explaining it because it's not really necessary. There's something else we found during the Russian stream. I will try and find it now. I think it was behind this. Yes. It's behind this. Huh.
The door is unlocked now. Huh. What's upstairs? Oh,
the better question is, how do I get in without cheats? I don't see.
I guess you don't. Oh no, maybe you well, are there props you could stack?
No, there are no props. It's 2001. Don't forget.
Of course. Well, I thought maybe Hgrunt added a few in. Or do you? Oh, well, I don't know.
Well,
it's very strange.
There's nothing here anymore. Nothing else. So yeah, this was the inner wall, and the last map we are going to show you is the incinerator inside the citadel.
This is another very cool map, actually.
Too bad he didn't add any trigger push.
Yeah. No, I don't actually know what the concept of the Citadel Incinerator was for, because this looks like a very boring gameplay environment to me.
Well, I don't know.
Perhaps this was meant to be looked down on.
Very rough prototypes. There's no gameplay in here. It's just how they were trying to figure out how the Citadel should look like, and they tried different ideas.
Does it kill you if you go down there?
Obviously it will.
Well, there's only one way to find out.
The interesting thing about this crusher, I mean this ladders, is in Half-Life 2 Beta on the original map, they're not even made with ladder entities. They're just brushes. So if you try to take them, you just fall down. And yeah, this is it for Hgrunt fixes. I think there may be some other fixes made by Hgrunt which we missed and didn't upload on our website. And by the way, yes, if you want to play everything we played during the stream, you're feel free to visit our website, go to download section and download them. And they're for retail, so you can just download these maps and mod Vertigo mod and play it.
Yeah, I definitely think you guys do that and play this. And if you should come across Hgrunt in your travels on the internet, congratulate him for doing a very good job. We have a few questions. Oljas11 says, does Half-Life 2 beta use photos as textures? The answer is yes. It uses a mixture of photo textures and like kind of like fabricated textures, but the majority of them are photographs taken around Eastern Europe, the United States, and miscellaneous reference photos. There is also there are some photos that were taken from like stock image libraries as well, though I don't know how many of them are. Chechian 2001 says they gathered photo reference from European countries like Bulgaria, Latvia, Sweden too, I think. I haven't heard of Sweden, but maybe. And the Borealis also was based on photos of an actual ship. The Borealis was based on an ice cutter, an Arctic ice cutter, employed by, I think, the United States Merchant Navy, but I quote me on that. Dude Guy says, is this channel owned by Russians and Americans? Well, there's only one central owner, and I think that's Vitoy. Vitoy, do you own this channel?
Not exactly. It's spread between few people, but yeah, all of them are Russians. I mean, those who are paying for hosting and making stuff and writing stuff and I don't know, making general maintenance for the website. But of course, it would be impossible for us to make so much stuff without other people who are mainly from Europe and USA and from many other countries all over the world. So
yes,
it's basically it's a Russian website which I don't know how to explain it. The main thing is the community is international thing.
Yeah, so you have your central administrators on the site, which are all Russian as far as I know, and then you've got obviously the members, which are the international community as well. Let's see. Xenowolf Raptor says Half-Life 2 Project Beta Maker subreddit. I actually considered that. There used to be a Valve content subreddit that I owned. I used to own the Valve content subreddit briefly. It's still currently sitting dormant. I will never deal with Reddit communities ever again. I
hate Reddit.
They are so difficult to manage.
I mostly
respect
hate
to anyone
who are visiting Reddit. No offense to anyone, but every time I visit Reddit, I only stumble upon some posts like, I made a thing and I want you to look at it, and there's some stupid memes and about Half-Life or something like this, and they make no sense. They're like made by some 11-year-old boys who has nothing to do in school, and everyone should look at those memes. And
Victoria, can you share your screen again? I am unable to see the screen.
I forgot about this. Yes, right.
Yes, I've been watching the stream this whole time. Okay, next up, Sinzi.
Right,
will you save this stream to your channel?
Wait, before you ask it, Ben, do you see it?
Yeah.
So
one second. Yes.
Here's what this script looks like in on the original map. It's just a door. Really?
That looks really, really bad.
Yeah, and what I'm playing right now is the original Vertigo map.
Yeah.
Which is fixed for Half-Life 2 beta. So it's not exactly original because it has texture remakes made by Chloe applied to the map.
Okay,
And
Old Jazz
here's
1-1
another door.
says-
Here's another door.
Oh, hold on. Let me see.
Yeah,
Oh God.
you missed it, I think.
No, I caught it just in time.
And here's what I was talking about when I was talking that Hgrunt used the older revision of first map, because second revision is completely different. I mean, the beginning of the map.
Oh yeah. Okay, we do have a few questions in chat. Just some miscellaneous ones. Was there any music cut from Half-Life 2? If yes, did it ever surface? No, there was no music cut from Half-Life 2.
Yeah,
There are
there
a
was.
handful.
Actually,
Well,
there
there are
was.
a handful of ambient tracks in the beta files, which are variations on the soundtrack in terms of they're different compositions, they're different, almost like remixes, but not remixes. They're earlier versions of the tracks.
Yeah, but
There's
also two more tracks which were added by Valve into the official soundtrack, which weren't in the game, and those are Combine Harvest and Lamar or something like that.
I thought the Combine Harvester was in the game.
No, it wasn't. I think they planned to make it sound in Citadel, but they didn't actually add it into the game. It's not even in the files.
Okay, well, what I thought, what Oljas was asking is there music cut from the beta? As in, is there music in the beta files? Well, there is, but there's this long-standing myth forever that there is a soundtrack to the Half-Life 2 beta, and there is not. It is not real at all, in the slightest, even a little bit. I did used to have a video on my channel about the fake soundtrack video, but all the videos on my channel have been privatized at the moment. XJO9000 is in the chat, everyone. Say hello to him. He is another member of our community. I believe that he was supposed to be on the stream tonight, but he had some other stuff come up.
He did many good fixes as well.
Yeah, this guy is responsible for actually quite a few interesting things, so you should check out his channel when you get the time. Red025 Shepherd says, I wanted to see Half-Life 2 beta first demo. And I'm not sure about that. Oh, okay, we have something interesting in chat. Hot Dog Comics says, one of the ambience is a recording of a real Russian astronaut that died from overheating. Right. Okay, I don't know if you heard that noise. That is me slapping my knee. Because let me tell you something, guys. This is not true. And it's not true for like two reasons. Number one, the file is called, is it trans09? Let me go and check.
Or
it's my favorite.
Yeah, I don't remember the name of the file, but
yeah,
yeah,
it's called trans6. Trans6.wave. It's in the test Citadel folder. It was used in Hazard 01, which is my favorite beta map actually, probably. And I'm gonna just quickly obsess over that sound file really quickly because I've used it in every single ARG I've ever made. I've used it in everything. It's such a creepy, cool sound file. The thing about that sound file is that I don't know the exact source, but it really doesn't sound like Russian. It sounds like somebody making noises into a microphone.
The source is some Italian guys who are
yes.
They claimed there are some radio. I don't know. So those people who like to listen different radio waves.
Yeah,
they
claimed,
they claimed that they caught a call from a Russian astronaut who was she was a woman and she was asking for help or something like that. And the thing is, if you're Russian and if you listen to what she says and how she says it, she doesn't sound Russian at all. And
maybe Ukrainian.
No, it's not. It doesn't sound as any Slavic language. It's more like it sounds more like someone who is from abroad, who spoke, for example, English or Italian originally, and who learned to speak Russian in school, it sounds like something like this person. I mean, it sounds like a person who didn't learn Russian as his main language.
Yeah,
That's what I'm talking about.
well, hot dog. Now you know. It's a very interesting sound file. It's really creepy. It's very cool. I believe Mark Laidlaw made that one. I think he was screwing around with sound files and he made that for Hazard 01. It's not a real cosmonaut, but it is very, very, very creepy. It's creepier than the fake audio because of the strange kind of modulation filters that have been applied to it. I believe we might have something else in chat that I missed. 1 second here. I'm noticing more people are taking interest in Half-Life 2 beta. Did something happen? Not that I know of. I think people have always been interested with it, but you have 2 large Discord servers that are devoted solely to the beta. You have Valve-Cut Content, which is the oldest. You have the Project Beta server, which was renamed to, I believe, Half-Life Discord Community.
Yeah, we combined with the oldest Russian fan website about Half-Life, and that's why.
Yes. And I think people nowadays have a much easier way of involving themselves with the community, and I am aware now that I sound very nasally. I am sorry about that. I have a cold. But either way, it's easier now to get involved with the community, and I think it's been. For instance, you have Half-Life 2 beta Half-Life HL2-beta.ru, which is the forum website. You have the Discord servers. You have a bunch of YouTube channels like this one, and a few others. I believe Jacathan has a channel. It's just easier to get involved nowadays than it was before. And I used to make videos on Half-Life, but I haven't in a while. I will probably make some more someday.
And I'm currently writing scripts for my future videos as well, so they will be on this channel. I don't know when I will do them, but I'm writing scripts right now. And I'm writing scripts for at least 4 videos right now.
I would like to get some videos made again, but all I really make now are strange videos.
And
probably the best way to
check out all this wooden furniture.
Yeah, the wooden computer is my favorite. I think we passed it earlier on.
No, we will encounter them later. I think they are here somewhere. No. Well, here's wooden couch.
The famous wooden couch.
And wooden table. And wooden chair, computer chair. And here is the wooden computer.
The wooden computer.
With wooden keyboard. And
you know, it reminds me of that picture where the Russian soldier lost his rifle, so he has to carry around the wooden one.
Yeah. So we're in the wooden world.
Yeah. It's weird. I don't like it. One little bit.
Greta Thunberg is not pleased because they had to cut so many wood.
How many trees died to make that computer?
So what we're playing right now is the original 2001 map from Half-Life 2 beta. I mean, it's not Vertigo mod, but it's what Vertigo mod is based off.
Yes. Oljas1 says, something rather strange I noticed is that HL2 Retail still has all the same beta textures, including the Borealis textures and the snow textures. Not sure why they kept those in. Well, Retail Half-Life 2 doesn't have every single beta texture. It has a few. I'm not sure why they kept snow in. I don't remember any time in Half-Life 2 Retail that snow is ever used. Maybe... I'm trying to think. Maybe it was used... Maybe it's like a roof texture or something. I really can't remember, but it was never used officially. his PC would not be able to run anything. Aha, player. Aha. Very good.
So here's the location where Vertigo mod, I mean where the third map, this map ended in the Vertigo mod. I think it in some of these elevators. But in fact, the plans for this map were even further. We have, I mean, we were to take elevators down to this level, and from this level we could get on some. I don't know what are all those things. Wait, where are they? Oh, yeah, we were to make it in this location, and I'm not sure what exactly all these things are. Are those generators or
it's like it's weird. It looks like a pump room, you know, with like water heaters and stuff like that.
And we're only halfway down. I mean, this building, this room is situated in the middle of the skyscraper. So I'm not sure what exactly they were. What was the plan?
It reminds me. If you guys have ever seen the movie Die Hard, it kind of reminds me of that a little bit.
Yeah. So
the construction areas.
From here, we were somehow to make this is unfinished, as you can see, but somehow we were to make into here, and this is the level transition to the next map. And it didn't work for some reason. And there's one more map which Hgrunt completely skipped from the mod.
Yeah, this one is very unfinished though.
It's very, very unfinished. It's very rough. So
it looks cool, but there's nothing here really.
From here we were to take elevator down as well to this level, and from here we could take steps, take this column down to that level, or we could take stairs down. And this is the only map where where in Half-Life 2 beta we could encounter these enemies. Combine elites.
Okay, I'm gonna take a few more questions. Oh god, I'm sorry guys. Right. Xenowolf Raptor. I remember a rumor about some part of the Half-Life 2 beta being set in an old Soviet missile base, but I think that was just an inside rumor. I have never heard that. Maybe you're getting confused with Kraken base, which was like an underwater, almost like like a submarine base, almost kind of. Oljas 1 and Epic Player and Uncle Spanky were talking about what does the LMG texture actually look like unwrapped? What's it supposed to be? It's just a blurry mess. And then Epic Player says, likely a placeholder for some kind of camo. And the interesting thing is, the texture is actually pretty accurate. The light machine gun in the HL2 leak is based off the H&K GR9, which is a Special Forces version of the HK21 general purpose machine gun, and the GR9 came in one type of finish, and it always came in a yellow and off-green camouflage paint, which is what the LMG or the HMG in the link was based on. So yeah, the texture is actually pretty accurate. It's supposed to look like that in real life. I mean, it's not a very good texture, but it is at least accurate.
And here's why Hgrunt skipped this map entirely. It's because it's very, very, very unfinished. It's just blocks and nothing else. And I think I'm lost.
Yeah, I think you've come to the end of the map.
No, there's... Oh, yeah, right. We had to take this, I don't know, catwalk or how to call it. And in here... Also, all these lights were added by me because originally all these corridors were just dark. And here's Skywalk.
Yes, another damn good map. Sav asks, I don't know if this is the place to ask what happened with the HL episode 3 story. Yeah, Mark released the storyline, or a rough storyline, on Twitter with placeholder character names to avoid copyright, I suppose. Yeah. Do you think there are any builds of episode 3 out there? I'll just ask one. And have builds of episode 4 surfaced? Well, I'll answer the second question first. No builds of episode 4 have ever surfaced. Ever. Probably never will.
Only one map.
Yes. There is no build as such. And do you guys think there are any builds of episode 3 out there? I think there are probably builds of episode 3, all kinds of episode 3 builds, episode 4 builds, unreleased Half-Life projects, etc., all sitting in Valve's servers, or on drive somewhere that we'll never see, and all kinds of interesting things. The only way we're going to see that is if they decide to do another documentary or document like the final hours of Half-Life 2, which I think they are actually going to do at some point. Some people say that Corporal Adrian Shepard was in the game. Is this true? No. Again, I've never heard anything about Shepard being in Half-Life 2 beta or retail or anything. There's no reference to his plot after opposing force for some reason.
Yeah, it was entirely Gearbox's idea. I mean, this character, and Valve didn't use him. Even Barney isn't exactly well in Mark Laidlaw's mind. Barney Calhoun isn't exactly the same Barney Calhoun as in Blue Shift. He just gave the name to those guys in Gearbox, but he had his own stuff in mind about Barney. It doesn't mean that Barney or opposing force is not canon, but it's just something that was not in Mark Laidlaw's mind. That's all. I think that's the reason why the stuff from these add-ons is not in Half-Life 2. Like Press X and Corporal Shepard.
I think the expansions were cool to play, but plot-wise they have some inconsistencies. And is there any official reason as to why episode 3 never came? Well, I believe there was like some half reasons, but I don't remember there being an official reason. I think we'll find out eventually. VXP is in the chat, everyone. VXP is the guy who made the build of Half-Life 2, or the fix of Half-Life 2 that we're playing now, named LeakNet. If you guys have never played LeakNet, you should go and do that. Xenomorph Raptor says...
What's the name of HL2 Beta LNG? Well, it's not LNG, it's HMG. And
HMG, yeah.
And I think it's based on some Heckler Koch.
HK21. Well, the GR9, which is a variant of the HK21. If you want to find a Gmod mod for it, find a mod that adds the beta weapons, because I don't think there's a HK21 mod. The HK21 was in Call of Duty Black Ops, so if you can find like a Black Ops weapon mod, there you go. Does the betas have multiplayer of any kind? Yeah, it has multiplayer. It's basically Half-Life 1 multiplayer. It's not like particularly stable, but it's fun. I think me, Vitoy, VXP, and someone else played it, I think 3 years ago, and I think you can find footage of it in action on VXP's channel. So if you guys go on VXP server, that's the name of the channel.
And we actually played it even more, not very... I mean, it was this summer, I think. But
was I there for that?
But we were playing with our Russian-speaking subscribers.
Gotcha. Yeah, so I'm
It's
going to
quite
put a link
possible.
in chat if I can. That's footage of the multiplayer in action.
Alright, I
Me,
will be right
Vitoy,
back.
and the XP. Okay, Vitoy has gone to do something. So if you guys have any questions about the beta that you want to ask, now is the time to do it, and I will answer as best I can. Has Valve ever tried to hide the leaked betas? Well, they tried to suppress the beta when it came out. They asked for community assistance in catching Axel Jembe, the German guy who leaked the Half-Life 2 build and the other source code build, the WC map pack, etc. So they tried to catch who did it, but they succeeded, but they really didn't manage to hide it all that well. There was absolutely no way they could have proverbially put the genie back in the bottle at that point. So, yeah, they tried, they failed, but you know, what more can you really? What more can you really say regarding that?
Well, it's time for me to end the stream because I have some stuff to do related to
Yeah.
my work.
Okay.
So let's answer some final questions and
Yeah, I answered Olajas's question. I would like to actually shout out Olajas today, or Olajas, for asking some interesting questions.
oh, a good question. Are you guys having a Merry Christmas and holidays? Yeah, we did.
Yes. Oh yeah.
I don't know about I still don't know how you spend it, Ben, but I spent it very good.
Yes.
I visited another Half-Life 2 beta admin who is tourist. I came into his town
Oh.
and we were drinking together. The Russian stream about Vertigo mod was when I was in his place. We were sitting in the same room.
Well, wow. That might have been the first ever. Well, not the first ever, but you guys might have done the first ever beta meetup, which is interesting. Okay. Why everything looks so bad? It was like a year before release. How they complete this mess in a 1 year span? Well, we're looking at maps from 2 or 3 years before release. There were prototypes. The final maps in the leak, the newer ones, are actually fairly close to retail. Will you release a demo game or parts?
Wait, he was talking about this stuff. I mean, the stuff with Vertigo chapter was made in 2003, but that's wrong. It was made in late 2000, early 2001.
Yeah,
it was
so
far
very
before the release date.
To put it into perspective, I don't even think the physics engine had been finalized in 2001. Water hadn't even been finalized in 2001, as far as I know.
The interesting thing about physics is that originally they used Epion physics engine, which was acquired by Havoc in 2000, I think. So when it was acquired by Havoc, obviously the license also was given to Valve, I guess.
And the source code was leaked first. I think they were leaked at about the same time. I'm not too sure. What's the earliest Half-Life 2 beta thing ever leaked? The earliest compiled map. I don't know about the earliest compiled map, but I will do a search to find the oldest VMF real quick. So the oldest VMF was from the 18th of December 2000 at 11:37 a.m. and it was C1A38_port. It was a port of the Half-Life 1 C1A38 to the leak engine using leak tech.
That's at least what we have, because obviously they have stuff much earlier before it.
There is evidence that there was weather control maps, I think, were older. There were, maybe, I don't remember the weather control was.
There's bat files from 1999 which has a name of the starting map, which was Hyper 001, I think. Hyper_001. So
yeah. Oh yeah, there is actually. I'm looking at it right now. There are a few batch files. Hyper_fog, which is a map called hyper_fog, which was 27th of July. Is that? 27th of June. Yeah. July rather. 2020. Yeah. Okay. Let me start again. There is a batch file called hyper_fog. The map's name is hyper_fog. I can't seem to figure that out. And that was on the 29th of July 1999 at 3:16 p.m. There's also Hyper, and that's also from the same date. So yeah, the Hyper maps were in 1990.
So the thing is, they actually started making some content for Half-Life 2 at least in the middle of 1999.
Yes. So yeah, the oldest stuff was around 1999 / early 2000 was the oldest stuff.
Well, all right. I guess this should be the end of the stream. Thanks to
Yeah.
everyone for watching us, and
Yes.
we will
Thank
meet
you all
you.
very much.
We will meet you sometime later. I'm not sure what we will be streaming next time, but well, it's definite. There are definitely many things for us to stream.
Yes, and hopefully I will be there for them as well. I intend to return to streaming.
And I'm surprised. I'm surprised that Ben didn't leave the
Oh,
stream
God.
even for 1 minute. This is
Yes.
good progress. Good progress, friends.
Thank you. Anyways, guys, it's been a pleasure. It's always very fun streaming with you guys. Thank you for sitting here for well over an hour and 40 minutes watching us. I hope you found it informative. I hope you found it interesting. If you want to join us again or speak to us after the stream, you can join the Half-Life 2 Project Beta website, hl2-beta.ru. You can come along to the Valve Cut Content Discord. You can come along to the HL2 Project Beta Discord, which I believe has been renamed, but you can find it on our website. And I believe that's about everything. So yeah, thank you guys very much. Vitoy, is there anything you would like to say?
You said pretty much everything. So yeah, thank you again for watching us, and goodbye.
See you guys.
Until next time.